Hi everyone, Shawn here from Chordistry.com. Today I'm going to show you how to play Where Are You Now by Jack U. Justin Bieber and Skrillex and Diplo coming together to make this futuristic slow jam tune. We're going to put it on guitar. We're taking the piano chords during the verse, the synthesizer chords during the chorus, and that melody that happens in the chorus too. We're going to put it all right here. So if you check the description, you're going to find a link to the chord chart. And while you're down there, you can find the link to the playthrough video over on Patreon. And you can also sign up for my newsletter too and get a free 3-part mini course on how to switch chords faster. So we're going to start with the chords today. If you want to skip this part, if you got all these chord shapes already, you can click the link in the description or right here on the screen. Okay, the chords we're going to use today are C, C/G, G, E minor, D5, and A minor. So let's start with C. C goes like this. Your first finger is on fret 1 of the B string. Your second finger is on fret 2 of the D string, and your third finger is on fret 3 of the A string. Strum the A to high E strings. And that's a C chord. But for most of the song, I don't think you should play the high E string. It's a very kind of mid-range chord progression, so to get that sound, I'm just omitting the high E string for all of these chord shapes. So this is a C in this song. C/G is going to go like this. We're just adding fret 3 of the low E string to this chord. And to do that, you take your third finger and move it to the E string. Have your fourth finger go where your third finger was on fret 3 of the A string. Strum all 6 strings again, but muting the high E string. I'm actually doing that with my picking hand today. Great, so that's a C/G. E minor goes like this. Your second and third fingers are on fret 2 of the A and D strings. Strum all 6 strings. Same thing goes here. I'm muting the high E string. Okay, G major is going to go like this. Your first finger on fret 2 of the A string and your second finger on fret 3 of the low E string. Strum everything except the high E string. D5 is going to go like this. Our first finger is on fret 2 of the G string and third finger on fret 3 of the B string. Now we're just going to strum the D, G, and B strings. And that's a D5. A minor is the last chord shape, and it goes like this. Our first finger is on fret 1 of the B string, second finger on fret 2 of the D string, and third finger on fret 2 of the G string. Strum the A, D, G, and B strings. Okay, and those are the chords. C, C/G, E minor, G, D5, and A minor. So now let's talk about the first chord progression, which is going to be the intro and the verse. So I'll play it for you and then break it down. We're starting on a C/G chord, and it goes like this. And that's the chord progression. It's only 2 measures. We're starting on that C/G chord. We go to E minor on the upbeat of 2. You go to D5 on the upbeat of 3. Hold that chord into the next measure. Hit a G on the upbeat of 2 in measure 2. And then a C/G again on the upbeat of 3 in measure 2. All right, so let's do that again. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So that's it. Okay. So you're going to play that chord progression 2 times through for the intro. And then you're going to continue to play it 7 times for the first verse. On the 7th time, though, we're not going to play the second measure of G and C/G. We're just going to end on the D5, let it ring out a little bit, and then we're into the chorus. So I'm not going to play the 6 times leading up to that. I just want to show you that last 7th time when we only play half of it. So we're going to go like this. So you just hold that D5. We're not playing the extra G or the C/G. And then we do this. So here's the chord progression for the chorus. It's going to sound like this. So let's break that down. We're starting on an E minor chord. We play it twice. We go to a G chord, play it twice. Then we go to a C chord, play it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? And then we do C, D5, and A minor. Same thing. 2, then 2, and then 7. E minor, G, C, C, D5, A minor. So you might hear that little hiccup when we play the C like really close together. And that's because this chord progression is extremely syncopated. We're playing this triplet figure over 4/4, so it doesn't always match up, and we're riding out the syncopation for a long time until we hit beat 1 again, and that's where that hiccup happens. And you also notice I'm playing this with a palm mute too. We really want to emulate that plucky kind of synth sound in the chorus, and to do that, we're just gonna palm mute these chords. So to do a palm mute, take this part of your hand, put it on the strings right next to the bridge, so it has that sound instead of that sound. We're just muting the strings, and that's called a palm mute, okay? So we're doing that over this chord progression. One more time, slowly, here's how the chorus goes. Okay? So you're going to do that 8 times. Now you don't have to play the chords all 8 times because I'm going to show you how that lick goes. So we start on fret 3 of the high E string with your first finger. And then you're going to do this. Play fret 5 with your third finger, slide up to 7, and then back down to 5. And then play 5 again. Make that slide up and back down really quick. You actually want to land on 5 and hold it for a split second before playing 5 again. Like that. Okay? So do that 3 times and then you do this. So we're going 5, pull off to 3. So you have to have your first finger ready on the 3rd fret of the high E string. We're going to pull off and then go and slide again from 5 to 7. And then we slide from 4 to 2 on the G string. So it's like that. So let's put that together. Kind of be dramatic on that last slide. Hold fret 4 for a split second longer and draw out that slide to 2. All right, that's going to make it sound really like it is on the recording. So you're going to do the chorus chord progression a total of 8 times. And you can either play the part I just showed you, the melodic thing, or you can play the chords, or if you have a friend, you can team up and play both parts at the same time. And I bet that would sound pretty awesome. So after the chorus, we're going to go back to the verse. There's a slight kind of break in the time, so we end up waiting a tiny bit before the chords come back in for the next verse. So we're going to do the verse chord progression 8 times instead of 7. Again, on the 8th time, we're not going to play the extra G and C/G. We're just going to hold that D5 and let it ring out. So for the first half of the 2nd verse, you're going to use that same strum pattern from earlier. Strum on beat 1, on the end of 2, on the end of 3, hold it, and then again on the end of 2 and on the end of 3, and then start over. But on the 2nd half, you might want to do this. You might want to do some 16th note strumming so it has a different feel. The synthesizer kicks in before the chorus and it has this kind of bop, 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 bop feel to it. So we can mimic that on the guitar. So here's how that would sound. So starting again on C/G, we're playing 16th notes now, and you count them 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you're also going to want to palm mute this just like you did on the chorus, but maybe not as hard. You can let it go a little bit, but not as plucky as the chorus. So this would be like a light palm mute versus a heavy palm mute. Hear the difference? Okay, so we're going to go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, let's try that again. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a, there we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So if we were playing the 2nd half, that would be the 8th time. And on the D5, again, just let it ring. The chorus comes back in. So we're just going to jump into another chorus. There's nothing new about this. We're just playing the same chords around with the same melody around too. And we're going to end with the 2nd chorus. It's just verse, chorus, verse, chorus. Each part is long enough to carry us through a 4-minute song. So that's all we have, is just the 2 parts. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. That's going to be it for this lesson. If you learned this song, if you enjoyed this lesson, please hit that like button, and you can also subscribe for more lessons just like this one in your subscription box. Thanks for watching. My name is Shawn, and I'll see you again in another lesson.